The Last Stand. In the land of Aveloria, where lush forests and rolling hills stretched as far as the eye could see, there existed a delicate balance between the human settlers and the mystical creatures known as the Fae. For centuries, they had coexisted in harmony, each respecting the boundaries of the other. That is, until the day the human said, "You seek ye our home." It all began with a misunderstanding. A group of Fae had strayed too close to the human village, their intentions peaceful, but their presence causing fear among the settlers. In a moment of panic and desperation, one of the villagers had cried out, accusing the Fae of attacking their home. The words hung heavy in the air, sparking a flame that would soon engulf the entire land in conflict. The Fae, outraged by the accusation, retreated to their hidden realm deep within the heart of the forest. They had long lived in harmony with nature, their magic intertwined with the very essence of the land. But now their trust in the humans shattered. They began to stir ancient powers long dormant, seeking retribution for the false accusation. As tensions rose between the two factions, a young human named Elara found herself caught in the middle of the brewing storm. She had always been fascinated by the Fae, their ethereal beauty and mysterious ways drawing her to the edge of the forest time and time again. Now, as darkness threatened to consume Aveloria, she knew she had to do something to prevent a war that would destroy everything she held dear. Determined to make amends for her fellow villagers' misguided words, Elara set out on a quest to find the Fae Queen and plead for peace. Through treacherous forests and across raging rivers, she journeyed deep into the heart of the Fae realm, guided by a flickering hope that she could somehow right the wrongs that had been done. Finally, after days of travel, Elara stood before the Fae Queen, her heart pounding in her chest. The Queen's eyes bore into hers, ancient wisdom and power shimmering in their depths. Elara spoke of the misunderstanding that had led to this moment, of the fear and anger that now threatened to tear their world apart. To her surprise, the Fae Queen listened, her expression softening with each word Elara spoke. And when she had finished, the Queen spoke in a voice that echoed through the forest, carrying a weight of centuries past. "We did not attack your home," she said, her words ringing with truth. "But we will not stand idly by while our own home is threatened." With those words, a new understanding dawned between human and Fae. Together, they stood on the brink of war and chose a different path, one of forgiveness, of unity, of shared guardianship over the land they called home. And so, as the sun set over Aveloria, a new chapter began, one where the echoes of the past were silenced by the promise of a brighter future, where words of accusation gave way to words of reconciliation, and where a young human named Elara became a symbol of hope for generations to come. The unraveling darkness. As peace settled over Aveloria, a fragile tranquility blanketed the land. The humans and the Fae worked side by side, tending to the forests and meadows, their shared efforts weaving a tapestry of unity and understanding. Elara, hailed as a hero for her role in averting war, found herself caught up in a whirlwind of newfound responsibilities and expectations. But beneath the surface of this newfound harmony, a darkness stirred. Whispers carried on the wind spoke of a force that sought to unravel the delicate peace that had been forged. Shadows crept through the forest, unsettling the creatures that called Aveloria home. And in the dead of night, a chilling cry echoed through the trees, sending shivers down the spines of both human and Fae alike. Elara, her senses keenly attuned to the shifting energies of the land, knew that something was amiss. Determined to uncover the source of this malevolent force, she set out once more, this time accompanied by a small band of trusted allies, humans and Fae alike, united in their quest to preserve the fragile peace they had fought so hard to achieve. Their journey led them deep into the heart of the forest, where ancient trees loom like silent sentinels, and whispers danced on the edge of hearing. As they pressed forward, the darkness grew denser, its tendrils reaching out to ensnare them in a suffocating grip. But Elara's resolve never wavered, her determination a beacon of light in the encroaching gloom. Finally, they came upon a clearing bathed in an eerie half-light, where a figure cloaked in shadow stood waiting. Eyes gleaming with malice, it spoke in a voice that dripped with venom. "You thought you could keep us at bay forever," it hissed, its words twisting and warping the very air around them. "But darkness always finds a way to seep through cracks in the light." Elara felt a chill run down her spine as she gazed upon the figure before her, sensing a familiar malevolence that sent a jolt of recognition through her. And as the figure stepped forward into the light, revealing a face twisted with hatred and bitterness, Elara's breath caught in her throat. It was her fellow villager, the one who had accused the Fae of attacking their home. But now, consumed by darkness and driven by a thirst for vengeance, he had become something else entirely, a creature of shadows and whispers, intent on shattering the peace that had been so hard won. With a cry of defiance, Elara stepped forward, her allies at her side. The battle that ensued was fierce and unforgiving, light clashing against darkness in a dazzling display of magic and might. As the final blow was struck, the figure crumpled to the ground, its form dissolving into nothingness. As dawn broke over Evoluria once more, Elara stood amidst the ruins of the darkness that had threatened to consume them all. But in its wake, she saw not despair, but hope. Hope for a future where unity triumphed over division, where forgiveness conquered vengeance, and where the echoes of conflict faded into distant memory. And so, as the land basked in the glow of a new day, Elara knew that their journey was far from over. But with courage in her heart and allies at her side, she was ready to face whatever challenges lay ahead, knowing that together they could overcome any darkness that sought to unravel their hard-won peace. The prophecy revealed. With the darkness vanquished and peace restored to Evoluria, whispers of a long-forgotten prophecy began to stir among the inhabitants of the land. It spoke of a time when light and shadow would clash in a battle for the soul of the realm, and of a chosen one who would rise to lead them through the trials ahead. Elara, hailed as the hero of the recent conflict, found herself at the center of this newfound attention. As rumors spread and speculation mounted, she felt the weight of expectation settling upon her shoulders once more. But instead of shrinking from the challenge, she embraced it, for she knew that the journey ahead would require all of her courage and determination. Guided by fragments of the prophecy that had been passed down through generations, Elara set out on a quest to uncover its true meaning and fulfill her role in shaping the future of Evoluria. Alongside her loyal companions, humans, Fae, and creatures of the land alike, she ventured into the farthest reaches of the realm, seeking answers to the mysteries that lay shrouded in shadows. Their journey led them to ancient ruins and forgotten tombs, where whispers of a time long past echoed through the stones. They encountered trials of fire and water, earth and air, each one testing their resolve and pushing them to their limits. And through it all, Elara's inner strength and unwavering spirit shone like a beacon in the encroaching darkness. As they delved deeper into the heart of the prophecy, a vision began to take shape in Elara's mind. A vision of a final confrontation that would decide the fate of Evoluria once and for all. She saw herself standing on a precipice, facing a foe more powerful than any she had encountered before, with the future of the realm hanging in the balance. But alongside this vision came a glimmer of hope, a spark of light that illuminated the path forward. Elara realized that the prophecy was not just about her, but about all who called Evoluria home. It spoke of unity in the face of adversity, of courage in the midst of fear, and of a shared destiny that bound them all together. And so, as they prepared for the final battle that loomed on the horizon, Elara knew that she was not alone. With her companions at her side and the echoes of the prophecy guiding their way, they stood ready to face whatever challenges lay ahead, knowing that together they could overcome any obstacle that stood in their path. As the sun set over Avaloria, casting long shadows across the land, Elara took a deep breath and squared her shoulders, ready to embrace her destiny and fulfill the prophecy that had brought them to this moment. And as the first stars twinkled in the darkening sky, a new chapter began, one where light and shadow danced together in a timeless dance, weaving a tapestry of hope and courage that would endure for generations to come. The final confrontation. The air in Avaloria crackled with anticipation as Elara and her companions stood on the brink of the final confrontation foretold by the ancient prophecy. The weight of destiny bore down upon them, each step forward echoing with the promise of a future yet to be written. As they journeyed towards the heart of the realm, shadows stirred and whispers danced on the edge of hearing, heralding the approach of their ultimate challenge. At the edge of a vast chasm, they found themselves face to face with their foe, a being of darkness and malice, its form shrouded in shadows that twisted and writhed like living things. Its eyes gleamed with a malevolent light, fixed upon Elara with a hunger that sent a shiver down her spine. This was the one they had been destined to face, the embodiment of all that sought to unravel the fragile peace of Avaloria. With a cry that rang out across the land, the final battle began. Light clashed against shadow in a dazzling display of magic and might, each blow struck reverberating through the very fabric of the realm. Elara's companions fought with a ferocity born of unity and determination, their courage bolstered by the knowledge that they fought not just for themselves, but for the future of all who called Avaloria home. As the battle raged on, Elara felt a surge of power welling up within her, a force that transcended her own abilities and connected her to something greater than herself. She called upon this newfound strength, channeling it into every strike and every spell, pushing back against the darkness that threatened to consume them all. In a moment of clarity, Elara saw the truth that lay at the heart of the prophecy, that light and shadow were not enemies to be vanquished, but two sides of the same coin, forever locked in a dance of balance and harmony. And as she embraced this realization, a brilliant light erupted from within her, engulfing the battlefield in a blinding glow. When the light faded and the dust settled, Elara stood amidst the ruins of their final confrontation, her companions at her side. The being of darkness lay defeated, its form dissolving into nothingness as echoes of its malevolence faded into the ether. And in its place a sense of peace settled over Avaloria, a peace born not of victory or defeat, but of understanding and acceptance. As the inhabitants of the realm emerged from their hiding places and ventured forth to witness the aftermath of the battle, they found Elara standing at the edge of the chasm, her gaze fixed upon the horizon. The sun dipped below the trees, casting long shadows across the land, and in that moment she knew that their journey was far from over. But as she turned to her companions, their faces alight with hope and courage, Elara felt a sense of gratitude welling up within her. For in facing their darkest fears and bravest challenges together, they had forged a bond that could never be broken, a bond that would carry them through whatever trials lay ahead, united in their shared destiny and bound by the threads of fate that wove their lives together in Avaloria. The dawn of a new era. As the echoes of the final battle faded into the distance, Avaloria stood on the cusp of a new era, an era of peace, unity, and understanding born from the ashes of conflict and division. The inhabitants of the realm came together to celebrate their victory over darkness and to honor those who had fought bravely to protect their home. Elara, hailed as the savior of Aveluria, found herself at the center of the festivities, her name whispered in awe and gratitude by all who knew her story. But despite the accolades and admiration, she remained humble, knowing that the true heroes were not individuals, but the collective spirit of unity and courage that had carried them through their darkest hour. As days turned into weeks and weeks into months, Aveluria flourished under the newfound peace that had settled over the land. Humans and Fae worked side by side, tending to the forests and meadows with a shared sense of purpose and camaraderie. The wounds of the past began to heal, replaced by a sense of hope and optimism for the future. But just as Elara began to settle into this newfound tranquility, a new challenge emerged on the horizon. Whispers of a distant threat reached her ears, carried on the wind like a warning from the past. Shadows stirred once more, their tendrils reaching out to test the resolve of those who had fought so hard for peace. Determined not to let darkness take hold of Aveluria once more, Elara gathered her companions and set out on a new quest, one that would take them beyond the borders of their realm and into uncharted territories where ancient powers lay dormant and forgotten. Their journey led them through treacherous landscapes and across raging rivers, each step forward bringing them closer to the source of the looming threat. Along the way, they encountered allies and adversaries alike, each one testing their courage and resolve in ways they could never have imagined. As they delved deeper into the heart of darkness that sought to unravel their hard-won peace, Elara knew that their greatest challenge lay ahead. But with her companions at her side and the lessons of their past victories guiding their way, she was ready to face whatever trials awaited them, knowing that together they could overcome any obstacle that stood in their path. As the sun set over Aveluria once more, casting long shadows across the land, Elara took a deep breath and squared her shoulders, ready to embrace the challenges that lay ahead. And as the first stars twinkled in the darkening sky, she knew that their journey was far from over. But with courage in her heart and allies at her side, she was prepared to face whatever trials awaited them in the ever-changing landscape of Aveluria. The quest for balance. As Elara and her companions ventured into the uncharted territories beyond Aveluria, they found themselves in a realm unlike any they had ever seen. The land was shrouded in mist, its forests dense and foreboding, its rivers teeming with mysterious creatures that lurked just beneath the surface. It was a place where shadows danced on the edge of perception, whispering secrets long forgotten by time. Their quest led them through twisting paths and treacherous terrain, each step forward bringing them closer to the heart of the looming threat that had cast a shadow over their realm. Along the way, they encountered beings of ancient power and wisdom, each one holding a piece of the puzzle that would unlock the mysteries of the land they now traversed. As they journeyed deeper into the heart of darkness, Elara felt a sense of unease settling in her chest. The whispers that had haunted their steps grew louder, their words twisting and warping the very air around them. Shadows flitted at the corners of her vision, their presence a constant reminder of the dangers that lurked within this strange and unfamiliar realm. But despite the challenges that lay ahead, Elara's resolve never wavered. With her companions at her side, humans, fae, and creatures of the land alike, she pressed forward, guided by a flickering hope that burned bright in the encroaching gloom. Finally, they arrived at the heart of the realm, where a figure cloaked in shadow stood waiting. Its eyes gleamed with a malevolent light, fixed upon Elara with a hunger that sent a shiver down her spine. This was the source of the darkness that threatened to consume their world, a being of ancient power and unyielding malice. With a cry that rang out across the land, the final battle began. Light clashed against shadow in a dazzling display of magic and might, each blow struck reverberating through the very fabric of the realm. Alara's companions fought with a ferocity born of unity and determination, their courage bolstered by the knowledge that they fought not just for themselves, but for the future of all who called Aveluria home. In a moment of clarity, Alara saw the truth that lay at the heart of their quest. That balance was not about eradicating darkness, but about finding harmony between light and shadow, between chaos and order. And as she embraced this realization, a brilliant light erupted from within her, engulfing the battlefield in a blinding glow. When the light faded and the dust settled, Alara stood amidst the ruins of their final confrontation, her companions at her side. The bane of darkness lay defeated, its form dissolving into nothingness as echoes of its malevolence faded into the aether. And in its place a sense of peace settled over the realm once more, a peace born not of victory or defeat, but of understanding and acceptance. As they emerged from the heart of darkness and returned to Aveluria, Alara knew that their journey was far from over. But with courage in her heart and allies at her side, she was ready to face whatever trials lay ahead, knowing that together they could overcome any obstacle that stood in their path. And so, as the sun set over Aveluria once more, casting long shadows across the land, Alara took a deep breath and squared her shoulders, ready to embrace the challenges that awaited them. And as the first stars twinkled in the darkening sky, she knew that their quest for balance had only just begun. But with unity in their hearts and hope guiding their way, she was prepared to face whatever trials lay ahead in the ever-changing landscape of their world. The rebirth of Aveluria, as Alara and her companions returned to Aveluria, they brought with them not only a newfound sense of balance and harmony, but also a renewed spirit of unity and understanding that permeated the very essence of the realm. The inhabitants of Aveluria welcomed them back with open arms, their faces alight with gratitude and relief at the return of their heroes. The land that had once been shrouded in darkness now basked in the glow of a radiant dawn, its forests vibrant and alive, its rivers sparkling with newfound clarity. The wounds of the past had healed, replaced by a sense of hope and optimism that radiated from every corner of the realm. But as they settled back into their daily lives, Alara sensed a restlessness stirring within her. The quest for balance had changed her in ways she could never have imagined, awakening a deep sense of purpose and determination that called her to explore new horizons and face new challenges. Guided by the lessons of their past adventures, Alara embarked on a journey of self-discovery that took her beyond the borders of Aveluria and into uncharted territories where ancient powers lay dormant and forgotten. Along the way, she encountered beings of wisdom and insight, each one offering a piece of the puzzle that would unlock the mysteries of her own destiny. As she delved deeper into the heart of her quest, Alara discovered a truth that had been waiting for her all along, that her role in shaping the future of Aveluria was not just about fighting battles or vanquishing foes, but about embracing the light and shadow within herself and finding a balance that resonated with the very soul of the realm. And so, with a newfound sense of purpose burning bright in her heart, Alara returned to Aveluria, ready to embark on a new chapter in her journey. As the sun set over the land, casting long shadows across the forests and meadows, she knew that their world was forever changed. But with unity in their hearts and hope guiding their way, she was prepared to face whatever trials lay ahead in the ever-changing landscape of Aveluria. And as the first stars twinkled in the darkening sky, Alara stood at the edge of a new beginning, her companions at her side, and the echoes of their past victories whispering on the wind. For in facing their darkest fears and bravest challenges together, they had forged a bond that could never be broken, a bond that would carry them through whatever trials awaited them, united in their shared destiny and bound by the threads of fate that wove their lives together in the reborn realm of Aveluria.